Next.
Are you waiting for an interview?
If you were to be hired, what would you bring to the show different than any other show?
The smile. I love to smile.
And my question for you is, what is your favorite hobby?
Walking my turkey, Frank.
Okay, that works.
I like that.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
Hi, who are you?
Hello, I'm Tiffany. I'm the host of the show.
Really? Okay. I'm Raphael. I'm the host of the show.
Really?
Yeah. Well, okay, what are your qualifications for being a host?
I have several. I smile a lot. I love walking my turkey, Frank. I have lots of animals that I need money for to feed them and take care of them. I just got hired. I just got the job.
Wow. Boy, I feel underqualified.
Welcome to SacTown Underground. I'm your host, Tiffany Gibson, and you're here just in time for episode 10. Do we have a fabulous show for you today? Today we have Creativity Plus from the Wall Public Market. We have Brewster's Restaurant from Galt. That is going to be so exciting. We have Sutter Creek International Film Festival right here in studio for you. We have our own local artist from Sacramento, Mr. Jerry Goss. And we have Sean's pick from the car show. We'll keep you current with Sacramento 365. Let's go ahead and join our own Matt Gilliam with Creativity Plus at the Wall Public Marketplace.
Hey everyone, Matthew Gilliam with SacTown Underground, and I'm out at Creativity Plus event with the event organizers.
Phil Trethaway.
And?
Tamara Lawrence.
Okay, and Phil and Tamara, can you tell us a little bit about your event? What is it?
So every month we get together a group of different creatives in town. We have two different speakers from distinctly different backgrounds by intention. So today we had a creative entrepreneur and an artist. So very different creatives talking on one topic.
So Tamara, can you tell us what your part of the event is?
So basically, I think we are equally participated in this event. One of us manages, the other one does more social media and the volunteering. Then, I focus on design, for example, and art direction, and work with the design people on putting these events together. And I do the intros.
Why is local art important?
I think art is one of those, is that intangible, invisible thing that brings our culture together. When you visit a city and, it's just all buildings and restaurants and a couple of parks, it feels a little cold. But when you see a mural on the wall, you see someone street performing, you go to a show, then you feel the lifeblood of the city. And so that's that sometimes intangible, hard to put an ROI on it, but when you have a vibrant arts community, your city feels alive.
How can people in the community support this event and other artists?
Help us volunteer. Again, me, Phil, and Heather, we built this, but there are many other volunteers that are not standing here right now, but that put a lot of work into making this happen, and to providing this as a free event for people. Okay. So it's accessible for everyone, and that was something that was very important to us, that everybody can access this and get the inspiration.
I'm here at Creativity Plus with
Sonia Whitelight.
Sonia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your art?
Sure. I live here in Sacramento, but I work out of Moxie in Oakland, which is a makerspace for industrial arts and creative entrepreneurship.
A makerspace? So what is that?
It's a place where people can come together, share tools. There's a full metal shop, wood shop, kind of hive mind, get your problems sorted out, get inspired.
And so now, what has inspired you to do this art?
Well, I need a lot of grounding, and so they really serve me well, especially in the process of creating them, all of the sanding and working with the metals and layering the pieces, as well as just being beautiful.
What would you say to people working a 9 to 5 that are aspiring to do art?
I would say just keep making art, keep trying things out, reach out, connect with other artists, start doing shows, figure out a way to make it work.
Wow, that was awesome. And if you enjoyed that, we have so much more. We're going to go over to Brewster's Restaurant in Old Galt. Very nostalgic, glass bottom floor into the wine cellar. It is incredible.
Yes? Hi, you'll go 2 blocks down, you'll find it on your right-hand side.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
Hi, I'm trying to get to Brewster's.
Brewster's is go up to the stop sign here and take a right. And it's just on the next block on the corner on the right-hand side.
So it's right, and then next block.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
What did I get on? He was asking for directions to Brewster's.
What's that? Brewster, what's that?
It's a bar and grill down the street.
That's kind of different. I sure like the car you had.
Yeah, it was kind of dressed weird. Kind of like from the 1940s or something.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I could buy the car off the guy.
Yeah. Should ask him if it was for sale.
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
Doing well. This
Good.
is a beautiful place. I
Thank
love
you.
the floor.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, this restaurant being established since, actually the building been here since 1868.
Wow.
Yeah. Originally it was a meal locker, grocery store, post office. Then after that, after the renovation, we open lunch and dinners, brunch on Sundays, do a lot of wedding in our outside patio. We have an event room upstairs. We do all the wedding as well.
So that must be what was going on yesterday. I seen a gentleman dressed up. He must have been coming to your event last night.
No,
You didn't have an event yesterday?
no.
That's the man I seen in the picture right there.
That meant 1948.
That picture's from 1948?
Yes,
Are you sure?
yes.
Wow, that was awesome. It makes me feel like I should be in a 1920s flapper dress, out doing the Charleston, coming down from the second floor of the restaurant. Absolutely incredible. If you have not been to Brewster's and Galt, you definitely need to go and check them out. And now let's welcome in studio our very own Matt Gilliam with Sutter Creek International Film Festival.
Thanks, Tiffany. It's your reporter, Matt Gilliam, here for SacTown Underground, and I'm here with the Sutter Creek International Film Festival. I have two gentlemen here representing them, and can you tell us your names and what you do for the festival?
I'm Brian Martin. I'm one of the founders of the festival.
Okay.
And I'm Matthew Silver, and I'm one of the directors of the festival.
Oh, wow, okay. All right, now, so Brian, can you tell us a little bit about the festival?
The festival is a festival in the true vein of indie film. It's what Sundance and Robert Redford actually started out doing, and because of the industry, it's gone in a different direction. Still one of the best film festivals in the world, if not the best. But we're wanting to make sure it's an event that the family can come to and everyone can enjoy these films and watch what the director actually meant by his written word, if he wrote it, and by, for sure, his direction in the film, instead of cutting it up for commercial use.
Okay, wow, that's exciting. In today's world where everything is so Instagram and it's so quick and it's such a quick shoot and delivery and stuff like that. So we're happy to for our area to host a film festival that's looking at those aesthetics and stuff. Now, could you tell us a little bit about why you founded the festival and how long it's been going on?
Well, I've been running festivals and been involved with film festivals for years. I'm actually one of the managers of Sundance right now that run the festival each year. I decided about 2 years ago, actually longer, but 2 years ago we actually put it into play to have our own film festival, do the things that we can't do because of the commercial interest of Sundance, make it more inviting. So a dear friend of mine by the name of Antonio Fargas, Huggy Bear, as everyone knows him, he is our business partner, and Matt kind of downplayed himself. He's one of the founders as well. We just set up and decided we were going to do something that really worked and showed off the true work of indie filmmakers and make it a fun thing for everyone.
Wow, that's exciting. Now Matthew, what is it that you do at the festival?
Well, I have many, we all wear a lot of hats, but one of the things that I work on throughout the year is leading up the programming team for the festival, and we're the ones that are taking all the submissions in for the festival, and we have some amazing films this year.
Great films.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
From all over the world, Germany, Iran, Italy, Spain, you name it, and plenty from the U.S. as well, and North America.
Is your submission process still open right now, or is that closed?
It is. It's actually open through the 25th.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. Now, can you tell us about some of the films that you've had there in the past?
Yeah. Well, we've had, last year we had a mix. This year we actually have some animated films, which we didn't have last year. So
we had a couple.
We had a couple, but yeah, this year we have some more. And so we've got documentaries, we've got features, we've got shorts, we've got animated. We discovered last year the wealth of material, the fantastic talent. And that's one of the things we really wanted to do in starting this festival, is to bring this talent to this area.
Well, one of the sad parts of our job is that we can only take so many films.
Right.
And so that means that we have to reject some of the films, and it's one of the hardest processes. And we have programmers that actually do it for us.
Okay, well,
they actually
so
do it.
It's not personal then.
It's not personal. You'll have about 14 people that say what should go in.
Okay. And now, so have you had any submissions from filmmakers in this area?
Yes.
Yes, we have, in fact.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
We've had a few.
Okay, so so people from this area would be able to come out to the Sutter Creek International Film
support their
Festival and
filmmakers.
support their local filmmakers. then.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Wow, that's a fantastic thing. Now, can you tell us about the location that the film festival happens at?
It's in beautiful Sutter Creek, California. It's a historic town. It still looks like a horse and buggy should go down the street. It's the gold rush country, and there's a lot of gold mines still around there that are active. And a lot of the mines you can go in, and while you're up there at the film festival, you can take your family out to some of the gold mines and go, one of them take you a mile into the earth.
Okay.
And you get to see actual gold in the side of the mountain.
Oh, there's gold in them there hills, fellas.
So yes, it's great.
And the date and times of the festival?
It's September 28th to October 1st, and it literally runs from 8 o'clock in the morning until the last show usually ends about 1 in the morning.
Okay. And I know some people might be concerned with, the cost of attending a film festival because a lot of our audience may have not attended a film festival ever. So is this something that's affordable for people? Or?
Oh, by far. And we're very lenient on a lot of the stuff. We kind of make sure the families get in. Okay. We also have Q&As and panels with celebrities, and they can go to the website and see it. And what they can get is an intimate time with a celebrity where they can ask them questions or just listen to them talk about their lives.
Wow.
And that's been a major hit in the past for us.
Okay.
And so it's a lot of fun for everyone.
Yeah, it sounds like something that people need to come out and check out, a family-friendly festival where that's cost-effective and that you can actually access and talk to celebrities and things like that. So sounds like a must thing to do to add to you guys' calendars.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And do you guys have any stories or anything? What's the craziest thing that happened at this festival?
Boy,
in our first year, we got so caught up into the festival itself, we forgot to label the awards. So it became a fun time.
Oh.
Yes.
Everyone thought we practiced it, and until now, that's what everyone believed and thought we just did a great job on a show, but it was actually everything was falling apart on us, and we just kept it fun and the jokes going, and we had the celebrities, Richard Tyson from Something About Mary, Black Hawk Down, Kindergarten Cop, and all those films, Antonio Fargas and Vernon Wells from Commando, and Road Warrior and all those films. Yeah. They actually became a part of the show to help us out, and everyone thought we just planned this whole thing, and it was great.
Yeah, we had a DVD when we were giving them their awards, and it was out of sequence, and so it was just, I was working the machine, and Brian's like, Matt, that's not the right one. And it was just, they all thought it was planned. It was really quite funny.
So then Richard made a big joke out of it and says, I'm not ever coming up to the stage because you guys got me up and everything, unless you have a beer for me up there.
That's right.
So it was a lot of fun.
All right, well, you guys, you never know what can happen at the Sutter Creek International Film Festival, but you do know that it's going to be a fun time. Okay, back to you.
There's still time for you to be a part of Sutter Creek International Film Festival. I know that interview was amazing. You've got to get out to see them. They will be here September 28th through October 1st. That's the Sutter Creek International Film Festival. And next we have our very own Sacramento local artist, Mr. Jerry Goss. I can't wait for this interview.
And I'm here with artist Jerry Goss.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you today?
I'm actually really good. I can't complain.
All right. Well, now I know that you do painting and stuff as an artist, but I know that before we get into that, I know that you have a history of doing other things. Can you give us a little background about yourself, Jerry?
Well, I've been in Sacramento since 1999, but prior to that, I won a trip to California in 1982, designing and making clothing. And so that's how I got to California. I won a trip. It was only supposed to be here for a week, and things just kept going on and on and on. So I've had this career as a fashion person in the Bay Area, and then, right before I got ready to move to Sacramento, I got a job as a stylist for Nordstrom. Okay. And I worked for Nordstrom for 12 years, ended my career here in Sacramento as visual merchandising manager. And then I also became a professor at American River College. I taught visual merchandising and fashion promotion there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All while being an artist, developing my career as an artist at night when my kids were sleeping.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a lot more to Jerry's story than it seems. So what is it that got you into the painting then, away from the fashion?
Well, when I got to Sacramento, there was no fashion per se. So I went around and I tried to discover what was going to be the wind I should jump in when I got here. And so I noticed that there were a lot of galleries and there were visual artists around town. So I figured, well, hey, I might as well get into painting. I'll do my art.
Okay.
And so that's what did it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's fantastic. And so I've looked at your work online and everything, and I've been very impressed with it, and I've thought that it looks just as good as art that you see anywhere. So we have here, you've brought here some of your work, and we have here this very lovely piece here that, in my mind, looks kind of like a turntable now. Can you?
Well, that's what it is. This particular piece is called Old School. What's funny is I recently went to Ross department store, and they had the Father's Day gifts there.
Okay.
And they had turntables in a briefcase.
Okay.
And so I paid $25 for this turntable, and I've been painting to music ever since. So for $25, I bought a new turntable. I've always held on to my record collection. So, and I've had a turntable, but this one is portable. And I play my music again. So this is actually in dedication. I painted it a while ago, but I brought it out now because I've been in love with my turntable lately.
Wow, yeah.
And there is a return to records.
Yeah, I've seen that that's coming back into, in style and everything like that. The millennial generation's really taken a hold to that and stuff.
Well, I've never really gotten rid of mine. So it's like, I guess I'm millennial too.
That's right. And so now, how long does it take for you to complete a piece of art like this?
Well, I make certain that I paint every day. So I might get into a painting and it may come about in a few hours, or it may come about in a couple days, depending on how thick the application of paint is. I've had to learn to get out of my way because I used to get paint all over myself because I'm too busy trying to paint, so I'm rubbing all over things like that. So I've had to learn how to walk away from a painting while it's wet.
Okay.
And so that's caused me to do more than one at one time.
Oh, wow.
So while one dries, another one's worked on, and that type of thing like that.
Oh, wow. Well, as an artist, that's an interesting thing, how your workflow develops and stuff like that just through doing the work.
Sure.
And whatnot. Now, do you have another piece with us that you can show us?
I'm also big on diversity.
Okay.
So this particular piece that I did right here is called We're All in This Together. So it's very appropriate for the times we're living in right now.
It is appropriate, and I have to mention that it's appropriate for our show as well, because SacTown Underground, one of the biggest things that we do push is that idea, concept that we are all in it together.
Sure, and I've been doing this particular style. This is what I came to Sacramento painting, these kids. Okay, and these kids have been designed based on my kids, watching my kids run around my house when they were babies and stuff. So now I am a grandfather, so those are the kids I'm watching again.
Okay.
So I have this guy here with the red and white shirt that I call Otis.
Okay.
I'm Otis, actually. My name is, I painted the name of Goss, which is Jerry Otis Simpson.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And if you look at their mouths, they all have the round mouths,
they do,
which is the Otis mouth.
Oh, okay.
But it's also to celebrate things I've been told to be ashamed of. My lips, my hair, that type of stuff like that.
Yes.
So the guy with the red shirt, when you see the guy with the red and white shirt, that's actually Otis. That's me.
That's Otis. Okay.
Yeah. And then, basically, I want people to know that we're all basically the same. That's why I gave them all the same mouths. Underneath everything, when you get really deep down underneath.
Yes.
There's a sense of sameness there.
Yes, and I definitely connect with that, and I'm sure that our audience at home and that's watching online as well connects with that.
Sure.
What else do you have here for us, Jerry?
Okay, this particular piece is called The World is a Ghetto.
The world is a ghetto.
The world is a ghetto. The whole world, not just a certain part or a certain neighborhood. The whole world is a ghetto. We're all living in ruins when you get right down to it.
Okay.
So, what I tried to stress about the things that are really crazy. And, I did this painting back in 2010.
Okay.
But I'm highlighting racism. I'm highlighting hate. I'm highlighting hunger.
Yes.
Unemployment, slavery, abuse, AIDS, poverty. Okay. And what is this one? Bullying. These are all things that I hear people talk about, but they don't talk about them enough. So it's up to us artists to bring things forth and make it important. You know, what I may not want to hear about from your mouth, I may pay attention to through a painting.
Wow. Okay.
So sometimes a painting will speak a lot louder than what I can say.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think that's a part of the purpose of art is to speak and teach and bring up subjects and topics that may be more difficult to approach through conversation and things like that.
Sure, especially like when it comes to people coming together and having this talk that we need right now. There's a conversation about racism on all levels in America. So maybe you'll start seeing more artists talk about it.
Right. Well,
through their art.
And you painted this, I think you said in 2010.
2010.
And yes, it's true that it's definitely something that's still relevant. We've seen events happen in the last just week.
Last hour.
Right. That that.
And the sad part about it, it is funny because it still keeps going on.
Right.
After all these years, you're seeing the same type of stuff. People will keep bringing up the same type of stuff. So it's time for the world to heal.
Yes, and I think that art is one of the means that we have to
of healing the world,
bring about that healing and stuff. And Jerry, I noticed there, I see the circle there. Now, is that the lips?
Like that circle mouth. Once again, that's the O for Otis.
Okay,
that's Otis. And the world is the ghetto. The world is shaped differently for everybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Depends on where you're from.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we all see the world differently. And like I said, as an artist, I get a chance to create my own world. So it might be a little crazy to some people, but I'm still trying to deliver the same messages that about us being people that need each other.
That's right.
That's the real thing. That's the real communication in my art, especially the figurative type stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
at the end of the day, we're, one neighborhood, we're one state, we're one nation, we're one planet. And, and I very much like this art that points that out and things like that. Now, so where would the audience be able to see more of your art or
Okay, I have a gallery in Sacramento, 1825 Del Paso Boulevard. It's called Goss Art Gallery Studio. I'm actually last month made my second year that I've been there.
Wow,
so
congratulations.
It's great. Thank you. My most important reason for being in that part of town is I want to be a part of what makes it come alive. I want young people who don't normally get a chance to go downtown to an art museum to see that there's one in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That there's art there and it's open to everybody. Come just knock on, you don't even have to knock on the door, just open it.
Well, okay, well that's fantastic and inspiring. Now,
I'm there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 11:30 to 7, so this way you don't come every day.
Okay, that's artist hours, you guys. So just note that and stuff. And also, now this art is for sale.
Yeah, all the art's for sale. Yes.
Okay.
All the art is always for sale. I never do prints. I haven't done prints. People say, well, why don't you do prints? Well, I'm a twin. Everything in my life has always had to be like somebody else's. So I get this here fear of having 1,000 of my paintings stuck in a garage somewhere.
Right.
So I just, if you get that one, then you got it.
Then that's yours. It's a unique.
It's a unique experience.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jerry, we thank you very much
for it's my pleasure.
Stopping by SacTown Underground, and best wishes with the art.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Tiffany, back to you.
If you want to know where to find Jerry Goss and his art, go to the Goss Art Studio here in Sacramento. His art is one of a kind. I'm sure there's a piece there just for you. And with that said, let's go over to Coffee and Cars with Sean's pick out at the Galt Car Show.
My name is Sean. I'm with the Coffee Shop Bakery, and we're here at the Galt Old Town Coffee and Cars event. We do a segment each month where we pick my favorite car of the event, and this month I've chosen a 1912 Ford Model T Touring, and I'm with the owner, Jim Snow. How you doing today, Jim?
Great, thank you.
So I chose this car because this car is 105 years old, and to me it's incredible that something like this is still on the road. And there's so many neat things about this car, the way it's built and the little mechanical caveats about it that just make it so unique. So Jim, why don't you tell me, so did you buy this car as a complete project and build it, or how did you get it?
No, it was a project car, but basically everything was here for it. And 1912 cars are getting a little hard to find. But it's a very nice car, 22 horsepower, kind of an automatic transmission that Model T made in those years. But just a real nice little car. I restored the wheels, the paint.
So let's talk about the wheels. So it has actually wooden wheels. So you were telling me, I asked you earlier why they did wood instead of steel. It's actually a steel outer rim with a wooden inner, but you were saying that basically, what was the reason for the wood?
They're a lot cheaper and they last just as long. Oak never breaks. These are original wheels right here. They've never been changed on this car. And this car, I've driven it probably 10,000 miles, and it's still running the same wheels.
So 10,000 miles on these wooden wheels. That's crazy. So tell me, so the engine you said is how many horsepower? 22 horsepower?
Yeah, 22 horsepower.
Okay. And so some of the things I wanted to point out about the car that's really neat is, so this would be basically your temperature gauge. So you look out the windshield and you just watch this as more or less your thermostat to see if the car is overheating. There really is, there is a speedometer, and is there any other instruments inside?
No, that's it inside, except a key switch, which is off and on.
So just an ignition switch and a speedometer. Yeah. And speaking of the speedometer, I was noticing earlier. So this cogwheel here on the one front right wheel spins and drives another mechanism that drives a cable, and that's your speedometer.
Yeah, the gear back there runs off of that, and that runs the speedometer inside the car.
So tell me about these lights. You said they're carbide. Explain that to me.
All right, a carbide generator is on the car, and it creates carbide with water and carbide, and it makes actually acetylene gas, and that's what burns the headlight. The cowl light is kerosene, and the tail light is kerosene, and you got to light those. And in the day, they used them like a flashlight. When they come home, you always get it out the right side of the car, and they just grab a light and walk into the house and they have a light.
Wow, so it's really utility. So we were talking earlier about the use of the brass. This is what we consider a brass era car. Now, is this what was the last year of Ford where they used this much brass?
15. 15's the last of the brass cars.
So 1915.
Yeah, but 15 doesn't have as much brass as a 12 does. 12 has a lot of brass.
And the reason they use brass, you were telling me earlier, was that it was easy to work with as far as shaping components and things like that. Easier to use than, cheaper than aluminum and other soft metals, but easier to work with than steel and things like that. Yeah. And this is, of course, before we had like a lot of use of plastics. And I mean, there's probably really nothing on this car that's plastic, I would say, at all.
Nothing plastic.
So this is a Model T Touring. So a Touring was a car that was more like a four-door sedan, cabriolet more or less, with an open sides. But this thing does have like side curtains and things that could be snapped on for bad weather.
Yes, they do. They have under the back seat is all the isinglass, and then the doors for this car. This car came with doors and without doors. I do have the doors for it. And you put the doors on in the wintertime, your isinglass, and it's nice and warm inside.
So I noticed the luggage on the side here is the, so this is like basically your luggage rack. So they also had where you could put a gas can or something on a running board too, right?
Yeah, that opens all the way up. It'll fit that whole deal where you put luggage in there, gas cans in there, because they only hold 9 gallons of gas.
So 9 gallons of gas. What kind of mile? Well, it's a small engine, so it probably gets fairly good gas mileage, right?
20 to 22.
20 to 22?
Yeah, if you keep, the speed down to under 50.
What's the top speed on this, you think?
50, if you want to keep the motor.
So you can actually do 50 miles an hour in this. That would be pushing it.
I guarantee you're going to break a crank.
Okay. So speaking of crank, I would like to demonstrate one of the last things we're going to show is, so this car basically doesn't have a traditional ignition where you turn it. You have to crank start this car.
Yes, but you got to turn the switch on. But first, if it was cold, you'd have to prime the car and all that. Should start right up
You
now.
prime the carburetor with fuel?
No, you crank it. You pull the choke on, you crank it a few times. Turn the key on, and sometimes they'll start on, just turn it on.
So you told me once that, this thing, the engine has compression, so you have to get it to when it's on the right stroke in order to crank it and get it to start. If you got on the wrong spot and it kicks back, it's got a lot of kickback, you actually said that you actually broke an arm or something doing this before?
Yeah, I broke this arm just like this. And then the other day, this little bump that used to be in my arm, it knocked that off, like that one.
Yeah, well, this is a really unique car, and like I said, we very rarely see cars this early on the road. It's just a testament to the workmanship of a car that was a mass-produced car in its day, that it's still around today, and probably could be still on the road someday when both of us are gone. And that's, to me, is just something you just don't see anymore. So we're going to do a little test demonstration of starting this. Actually, Jim's going to let me try to start this car, so hopefully I don't get injured doing it. All right. Well, here we go.
I'm going to watch you.
All right. So, thumb down
Okay,
like this.
push it all the way in.
Okay.
Right there, pull as hard as you can. Again.
So I have to go in each time?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Pull fast. That's how easy it's done. And it's running.
That's so cool. So it's not exactly like a Tesla or something nowadays. Very, very neat. Well, Jim, we appreciate you bringing it out today. It's such a cool car, and I know you actually have some other early cars of this era, some other unique cars that are you're working on. So maybe someday we could see one of those out here, and that would be great too.
Yeah, no problem. I just got a vehicle to haul.
All right, well, that'll conclude our segment for our Coffee and Cars for August. Again, this is the Sean's pick of the month, 1912 Ford Model T Touring. Thanks for watching.
And if you like Sean's picks with our Coffee and Cars, you'll want to stay current on what's here in Sacramento with Sacramento 365. Let's take a look at our community calendar.
August 26th, Sacramento Zombie Walk 2017 at Roosevelt Park. August 26th through the 27th, Behind the Beret, Made in Sacramento at Crest Theater. August 26th, Tails and Ales Brewfest fundraiser at Fairy Tale Town. August 27th, Brazilian Day Sacramento Street Festival at Mars Building. September 9th, California Craft Beer Summit Festival at Capitol Mall Green. September 14th, Sacramento Burger Battle at Cesar Chavez Plaza. September 23rd, Farm to Fork Festival 2017 at Capitol Mall Green. September 2nd through the 4th, Chalk It Up Festival at Fremont Park.
Respect. Yeah.